Have you ever wondered why the demons begged Jesus to send them into a herd of pigs? Here's a fascinating fact. Pigs were considered unclean according to Jewish law, but in Gadara, part of the Decapolis, they held a different meaning. These animals were central to the Gentile economy, representing wealth and livelihood for many in the region. What Jesus did that day wasn't just an exorcism. It was a profound declaration of his power over all spiritual and worldly systems. This story isn't just about ancient times. It's about the power of transformation and the cost of holding on to what separates us from God. Today, we'll explore this remarkable narrative in detail, uncovering its hidden layers and timeless lessons. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Each week, we uncover the deeper meanings of Scripture, sharing stories that inspire and challenge your faith. If you've ever wondered how these ancient texts apply to your life today, you're in the right place. The story unfolds in Gadara, a city in the Decapolis, a region far removed from the Jewish heartlands of Galilee and Judea. The Decapolis was known for its Greco-Roman influences, from architecture to religious practices. For the Jewish people, it was a place of cultural and spiritual tension, often seen as foreign and unclean. Here, we encounter a man whose life had become a living nightmare. Mark's gospel describes him vividly. He lived among the tombs, isolated from society, howling in torment and cutting himself with stones. Attempts to bind him with chains and shackles had failed. His strength, fueled by the demons within, was inhuman. This man wasn't always like this. Imagine his life before the possession, walking the streets of Gadara, interacting with family and friends, perhaps dreaming of a future. But now, he was consumed by darkness, abandoned by all who knew him. The tombs where he lived weren't just a physical place. They symbolized spiritual death. In Jewish culture, tombs were ritually unclean, a place of decay and separation. The man's residence there underscored the depth of his torment, a complete severance from both human connection and spiritual hope. But this story wasn't over. Far across the Sea of Galilee, Jesus was making his way toward Gadara. The journey wasn't easy. A fierce storm had risen, threatening to capsize the boat. Yet Jesus calmed the storm with a word, pressing forward to meet this one man. This wasn't a random encounter. It was a divine mission. When Jesus stepped onto the shore, something extraordinary happened. The possessed man, wild and uncontrollable, ran toward him and fell at his feet. It was a scene of both chaos and surrender. Through the man, the demons spoke. "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" They begged him not to torment them, recognizing his authority immediately. It's worth noting that these demons, who had resisted every human effort to restrain them, now cowered before Jesus. Jesus asked for the demon's name, and the response was chilling. "Legion, for we are many." A Roman legion consisted of up to 6,000 soldiers, indicating the scale of the man's possession. The name also highlighted the oppressive nature of the spiritual forces at work, overwhelming and militaristic in their control over the man. The demons pleaded not to be sent into the abyss, a term often associated with the ultimate place of judgment for evil spirits. Instead, they requested to enter a nearby herd of pigs. And Jesus, in a move that might seem surprising, granted their request. As the demons entered the pigs, the entire herd, about 2,000 animals, rushed down a steep bank and drowned in the sea. This dramatic moment wasn't just a display of Jesus' power, it was a symbolic act. In allowing the destruction of the pigs, Jesus highlighted the cost of spiritual oppression and the futility of clinging to worldly wealth at the expense of spiritual freedom. To the people of Gadara, the pigs represented more than animals. They were a source of livelihood, a sign of prosperity, But Jesus showed that no economic loss could compare to the value of a single soul set free. The man's transformation was immediate and complete. The gospel writers describe him sitting calmly at Jesus' feet, clothed and in his right mind. The contrast is striking, from chaos to peace, from torment to restoration. But the townspeople reacted differently. Instead of celebrating this miracle, they were overcome with fear. Seeing the healed man and hearing about the destruction of the pigs, they begged Jesus to leave their region. Why this reaction? For one, the economic loss was significant. 2,000 pigs represented a substantial blow to their community's wealth. But there was also a deeper discomfort. Jesus' power was disruptive. It challenged their priorities, forcing them to confront truths they weren't ready to face. In contrast, the healed man wanted to stay with Jesus, to follow him. But Jesus gave him a different mission. Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. And he did. The man became one of the first evangelists to the Gentile world, sharing his testimony throughout the Decapolis. His story wasn't just about his own deliverance. It was a testament to the authority and compassion of Jesus. The story of the Gadarene Demoniac isn't just about one man's deliverance. It's about the lengths Jesus will go to reach the lost, the power he has over darkness, and the transformation that happens when we encounter him. What about you? Are there chains in your life that need breaking? Are there tombs you've been living among, places of despair, isolation, or sin? The same Jesus who crossed the stormy sea to free this man is ready to bring freedom and restoration to your life today. If this story spoke to you, subscribe to our channel. Each week we explore powerful stories of hope, redemption, and faith. And remember, no matter how deep the darkness, Jesus' light shines brighter.